Hello world, if you want to check out all these best Linux games in 2021 you can play, then continue watching this video. Okay, let's begin. Dying Light Enhanced Edition, probably the best zombie game that no one's really talking about but millions of people are playing. Dying Light has been around for a few years but is still top of the pile thanks to its frantic zombie hordes and excellent weapon mechanics. The Enhanced Edition bundled together a few years worth of DLC, including the excellent expansion. The following, Dying Light chucks you into an open world city destroyed by a zombie pandemic. As you try to help out the enclaves of humanity that still live there, you refine your character with skills, leap between rooftops and chop up zombies with crafted weapons. It doubles as one of the best co-op experiences out there, too, as up to 3 friends can dash around the city with you, complete with new challenges and competitive modes like races. Total War Warhammer II. When people dream up which video game franchise would match up well with movies or board games, the combo of Total War with Warhammer would surely rank high on many lists. A few years ago, this dream was realized, and the Total War Warhammer bandwagon has plowed on unopposed ever since. Total War Warhammer II stacks on top of the original game if you own it, letting you combine all the factions from both games into one super campaign. Each faction feels completely unique to play, and watching thousands strong armies of Skaven, Undead, Lizardmen, Chaos and the other grimdark factions go at it is a sight to behold. Several other Total War games, like Three Kingdoms and Attila, are also available on Linux. A short hike. Some games are just designed to make you feel good, and while there are plenty of deep and challenging titles in this video, this is a relaxing indie gem. A short hike sees you wandering, flying and base jumping around a beautiful national park as an anthropomorphic hawk. You explore the park at your own pace, traverse mountains, chat to other hikers, and generally have a wonderful time bounding around the bright and cheery landscape. It's extremely relaxing, while also having some breathtaking moments as you can freely soar around the park on your birdie wings, at a time when many of us want to escape into something that helps us relax and forget about the woes of reality. A short hike is the perfect getaway. Crusader Kings III. It's rare that a hotly anticipated new game runs on Linux straight out of the digital box, but medieval dynasty simulator Crusader Kings III does just that. Maybe that's because it's a game lacking in graphical complexity. As you hover over a map of the medieval world and look at moody kings and queens while plotting your next move in your rise to power, the game puts you in control of a noble or royal bloodline, arranging marriages, assassinating rivals and marching armies as you attempt to expand your family's influence and keep your bloodline going. It's the best dynamic story generator around. Desperados III, another new release that supported Linux from the get-go. Desperados III is a relentlessly old-school real-time tactics game in the vein of Commandos or of course the older Desperados games. It's tough, tactical, and will have your finger permanently hovering over the quick save button as you try to execute your plans to perfection. But Desperados III, made by the devs behind the excellent Shadow Tactics, modernizes the formula. Showdown mode lets you pause and slow the game down to line up moves by your ragtag crew of vagabonds, and you can even play with the gamepad should you want to kick back on your couch. It's still a tough old game at heart, but made more palatable for modern gamers. Sid Meier's Civilization VI. There's some debate around which Civilization game is truly best in the previous century. Civilization V is also available on Linux, but when it comes to accessibility and easing players into this strategy epic, the latest version is a good place to start. Civilization VI has the same Stone Age to Space Age turn-based formula as its predecessors, but adds neat new ideas like the stacked cities, combined arms units, and in the DLC, climate change, Golden Age and Dark Ages. Some say it lacks the depth of previous entries, but now that all the major expansion packs are out, it's a worthy addition to Sid Meier's legendary series. Pillars of Eternity 2. Deadfire, one of the titles that best represents the CRPG revival of recent years, makes your typical Bethesda RPG look like a facile action-adventure. The latest entry in the majestic Pillars of Eternity series has a more buccaneering slant as you sail with the crew around islands filled with adventures and peril, adding naval combat to the mix. Deadfire continues with the rich storytelling and excellent writing of its predecessor while building on those beautiful graphics and hand-painted backgrounds of the original game. This is a deep and unquestionably hardcore RPG that may cause some to bounce off it, but those who take to it will be absorbed in its world for months. Slay the Spire, still in early access, but already one of the best games of the year. Slay the Spire is a deck-building card game that's embellished by a vibrant visual style and roguelike mechanics that'll leave you coming back for more after each infuriating but probably deserved death, with endless card combinations and a different layout each time you play. Slay the Spire feels like the realization of all the best systems that have been rocking the indie scene in recent years. Card games and a permadeath adventure rolled into one. It's still in early access, so it's only going to get better. Dead Cells. This one deserves highlighting as the combat platformer of the year with its roguelike structure. Dead Cells throws you into a dark yet gorgeously colored world where you slash and dodge your way through procedurally generated levels. It's a bit like a 2D Dark Souls. If Dark Souls were saturated in vibrant neon colors, Dead Cells can be merciless, but its precise and responsive controls ensure that you only ever have yourself to blame for failure, and its upgrade system that carries over between runs ensures that you always have some sense of progress. Dead Cells is a zenith of pixel game graphics, animations and mechanics, a timely reminder of just how much can be achieved without the excesses of 3D graphics. Dota 2, another Valve stalwart. Dota 2 is a free-to-play MOBA phenomenon, rubbing shoulders with League of Legends as the most popular game of its kind. Fun fact, the original Dota is in fact a mod for the RTS classic Warcraft III. So what makes Dota 2 special? It's actually a little deeper than League of Legends in some ways. You can pick from one of over 100 heroes to take into battle, fighting alongside your team and your army of minions to push those lanes and destroy the other team's base. Units range from healing support types to charging, head-down attackers. Whatever your playstyle, there will be one in there to suit you. Dota 2 has a few interesting features as well, such as the option to eat up your own minions in exchange for gold and numerous ways of kitting out and upgrading your character. Be warned, Dota 2 isn't for the faint-hearted. Team Fortress 2. Everyone thought Valve was crazy to turn Team Fortress from a Half-Life style realistic-ish online shooter to a bold and bouncy online shooter in 2007, but it worked, and incredibly well too. The bread and butter of Team Fortress 2 are classic team-based modes like capture the flag, control points, and the excellent payload, where one team needs to escort a card across a level. You pick one of several distinct classes, specializing in either offense, defense, or support, and dive into one of its many meticulously designed vibrant maps. It's one of the best influential online shooters of all time, and it's completely free these days unless you fancy splashing out on skins and other sillies. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe.